Okay, guys, we're going to draw there the 2019 question 5, but look, I'll just leave this up here for a second. Just looking at that there, it goes basically 20 mil higher from P to P1, and that's the highest point, and that is axial there. So you want to start this high up on the left hand side of the sheet roughly. Just check that out always before you start the question. Okay, so I was saying there, the height of that is important there, just to check. Oops, just to check that out. Sorry. So by my calculations anyway, that's 20 and 30, 50 and 25 is 75, and it goes up possibly 20 more, 95. So you want to be coming down at least 100 to start this off. So I'm going to draw the base of that as 30 by 20. So the middle of that's in 15. Just put a vertical line up here. I'm going to just zoom in on this here for a second, just so you can see a bit better. Okay. Now the center is up 30. And it is radius 25. So again there, just a reminder, don't set your compass off of the set square. That's a very bad habit. Oh, sorry, I'll just draw that light. Now, important, right? I'm zoomed in a little bit too close here, but this here is a tangent, and it is important. That's a tangent coming from here. So what we need to do is bisect from where we're drawing the tangent up to the center. Now I'm just going to use the fact that that's vertical. I'll just put two arcs at one side and come straight across. So this is the center. I'm going to draw the semicircle. Now I don't need to draw all of the semicircle really. And that here is my tangent point for that. And I can just take that across horizontally. And that is the tangent from this side. Now you don't need to do that on all of the views, just the first one. So that is important there, just setting that up, and I'll just heavy in now the rest of this. Now and this is corner P. So I'm going to just take a horizontal. I'll try and do these. I will do these heavy, but it's not a good thing to do. But I want you to be able to see So I'm going over 90 and 50 and 90. $230. So 90 and 50 and 90. Now P4 is over here. So I'll just zoom back a little bit there now. So P4 is here. And P1 is level up from this one. And P2 is down 70. So P2 is on this line. And it's over 45 to the right of P. So there's P2, and finally P3 is down 20 more. Down 20 more. So it's at this height. And that was over the 50 here. So there's P3. Now I don't really need these lines anymore there now, so I'm going to just lighten these. Just gonna lighten these out again now. Now really I drew them a bit heavier than I normally would. So I'm going to join all of those next, because generally you're going to need to join them anyway. So P goes to P1 by axial symmetry. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to find the axis. So we want to open our compass more than halfways. Swing an arc. And from P1, swing an arc. And just going to use a red biro here now to mark these. So that's the axis. Now it goes from P1 to P2 by central symmetry. So from P1 to P2 by central symmetry. So I'll just join them again. Get the compass, do the same thing again. And I'll just mark C for center. Now P2 then goes to P3 by translation, so I'm going to join them. And finally P3 goes to P4 then by rotation. We'll look at that in a second. Now what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to just color this in here as green. I'm going to call that line there at the bottom, which is 30 long, I'm going to call that green line there PX, or label it PX. Now when this gets flipped through the line here, P goes to P1, so that's the angle. Now that's getting flipped over across like this. So P goes to P1, and now you've got to be accurate here. So P goes to P1 and X goes to there. Now, however far it is at one side of the line, it has to go the same distance to the other side. So that should be X, but I also like to, I know PX has to be 30. So I'm going to just swing 30. Okay. And that there is PX. So very important to keep this 30. I'm going to just mark the 15 in the middle of that because I'm going to use that there soon. Now, central symmetry next. Now, so P goes through the center to P2, so X goes through the center and however far it is above it goes the same distance below. But I again there, we know it must be 30. We know it must be 30, so that, and another thing about it is the central symmetry also keeps it parallel. So whatever angle it is up there, this line is also going to be parallel down here. So you can see there's about 3 different ways of finding that. And I'm also going to just mark the center point on this here now, which is 15. Now, the next one now is translation, where you slide it. So I'm going to just set up the angle here for this. That's the angle for P to X. Again, get this perfectly accurate. So that's my angle. And we know it has to be 30. With a center at 15. So there's PX, here's PX again. And finally, the last one there now gets rotated anti-clockwise from P3 to P4. It goes anti-clockwise. Now I'm going to bisect that line there. So there's my angle. So it goes anti-clockwise through 90 degrees from P3 to P4. So it's going anti-clockwise. It's being swung from up here somewhere. And what I want to do now, if the angle of rotation is 90 at the center, because the angles in the triangle add up to 180, so that's going to leave me with a 45 degree angle. A 45 degree angle. So just extend that up there. So that's the center. This will automatically be, so that gives me a triangle. I'm going to put this in here in green so you can see it. That's 45, that's 45. So this must be 90 up here. So that's the angle for rotating it 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So I'm just going to find the other end of I'm going to find px up here now. So we're rotating anti-clockwise, so I'm just going to swing x up here. And we know that it's going to be 30 away. Px stays the same all the time. Just set that there to 30, and that's going to be px there. I'm going to mark the 15 as well. Now the next thing now, so the next thing there now is we know here that the center of this is 50 up perpendicular. So I'm going to use that now. For drawing the center on all of these. So that is 50 up. And I'm going to set my compass and just draw this circle. So when that flips across, it's there. Now, when that center then goes through the center, it's going to be down here. So it's far away through the center, far away. So I'm going to again just work out here. Here's the angle of the base. I'm going to use the fact that this is basically a T perpendicular. We know it's up 50. So there's the center, and I'm going to draw the circle. Now next it's translated. So again, if it's translated, the angle is going to stay the same. So I'm going to just take that angle. You've got to be very accurate. Parallel. And we know again that's down 50 here. Sorry guys, I just realized there that was gone off camera, so I'm going to just run back through this. Okay, so we saw the drawing of that. We saw the axial and the central comes through here. Now I knew that because that was far away from C here, but I could have just brought that down through there as well. But when you're doing these, I like to work off the first one because we want to keep this exactly the same size. So I like to use the size of the first one here to do a lot of the construction, because if you keep doing the projections there, there's a serious chance that it'll get like a millimeter bigger here and a mil there and a mil there, and all of a sudden it's gone way out of size. So we knew anyway that that was down 50, and the same thing there then. I set up my angles there parallel for sliding that over. Just realized there now that that was gone off shot, so I can redo this video if I need to. So that's down 50 again, and I'll just draw this in light. And finally there then, that's going to go 90 degrees rotation over there. So I'll just use the 30 degrees set square there. If that's the angle of the line, this is perpendicular. We know that that's 50 up here. So again, I'll draw that light. So I now have the green line, which is the base, and the perpendicular, and the center drawn in all of them. So my next move there now is, it doesn't really matter where you go, but we know that I'm using the 90 degree angles. So that and that go up 20, and I'm really just filling in the shape here now. So that's up 20, up 20. Do I want to heavy these in? I guess I do. And I don't think you don't need to get you've proved already in the first setup of this that you know how to find the tangent point. Now if you're going for an A, what you could do there is you could measure the distance up here to the tangent point, and you could mark that in all of these if you wanted. But really, I think you can just guess them there, because you've shown in the first one that you know to find a tangent. You wouldn't be expected to do that in all of them. So again, now on to the second one here. So that's the base angle here. So I'm going to just go up 90 degrees. 90 degrees, and because this is parallel, I'll also do these ones. So again, up 20, 20, join them. And here is our tangent. And as you can see there, you can do all of the setting up and construction first. And I think it's quicker than to go along and be repetitive when you're filling in the shape. So now that's it drawn in all the views. So really what I need to do now, just checking there, so I need to just heavy in the curve in all of these now. Just take your time and make sure you get that right, because it's very easy to draw a slightly different radius there on them. So just now what I want to do here with the central symmetry is I want to just put in a couple of arcs to show that they're all rotated. So that's centered to there, and might just put in just one more there. So now another way, I'm going to show you another way here. Just going to look at the rotation again. Okay, so that's 27 minutes of a video here on that, which is loads of time. Okay, but because you're going to have like about, you know, with only 3 questions to do, you're going to have lots of extra time to share. But I just want to look at another way of doing from P3 to P4. We knew that that green line goes anti-clockwise through 90 degrees. So it's like P is the center. So if P is the center, and that was like the hand of a clock, if it goes anti-clockwise by 90, this has to be the angle for, I'll put it in dotted here, I'll put it in 30 long as well. So that's the angle for it in the next view. So you can work out the angle here by going 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and you could then transfer that angle up to here, and you can see there that's your angle, but you will lose marks possibly for not finding the center and doing the rotation, but some people find that a bit difficult. So that will get you the right answer, but you might lose a few marks for not finding the center and doing the rotation. So yeah, that is, now just write that down there, that is the 2019 question 5 higher level. So that video there now is 29 minutes long. So again, you would have in the exam probably 45-50 minutes for doing this question. So accuracy, take your time, be accurate.